I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but I think we've got a new honored one. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but I think we got a new honored one, everybody. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but I think we've got a new honored one. Chapter 239 opens up with a sorcerer with eyes like Uro in a gothic Lolita dress running for her life in Lake Gosho colony from something. She's trying to figure out the rationale behind the calling game, figuring it must not be working as intended. Based on the way she says the awakened sorcerers and refers to Kenjaku by name, I assume she's a reincarnated sorcerer. She has a hair spiral curse technique, which by the way is wild how many calling game players have curse techniques involving their hair. Ori Ishigori, Haba, Hanyu, Remy. It's like they're all straight out of Boba Bobo Bobo Bo. As I was working on this video, I found another very odd connection to Boba Bobo Bobo Bo from Twitter user JJK Mia. That this chapter is called Stupid Survivor, and Bobo 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 Bo anime literally had a theme song called Baka Survivor, which if you didn't know, Baka is Japanese for stupid or idiot. In their original post as well, they drew a connection between the panel when Gojo died, the same as Tenosuke, or Jelly Jiggler is his name in the English dub, and was later revived. The panels even look similar. Now, I'm not sure I'm on the Gojo gets revived train yet, or at least not before the current fights have concluded, but Gege is cooking something up. All right, back to the video. Anyway, so she's running away from American soldiers that were deployed when Kenjaku confronted the US about capturing sorcerers in Chapter 201. These soldiers entered Japan and the calling game in Chapter 209 and started hunting down the 60 sorcerers they wanted to study as a form of renewable energy. Kenjaku's actual plan, however, is to increase the cursed energy output in the areas with awakened sorcerers by allowing soldiers to be killed, releasing large amounts of cursed energy despite being non-Japanese, and complete the merger with Tengen. Kenjaku catches her running away and talks for a very long time. He uses some kind of water ice curse with googly eyes. Then Iori, who had been very easily killing the soldiers with his explosive flesh curse technique, confronts Kenjaku. We learn here that Kenjaku has two conditions for being his friend, never boring him and being his equal, which I think probably qualifies Sukuna considering they both steal people's curse techniques and consider themselves to be very powerful. Kenjaku then pulls out his phone and sees that Gojo died. Kind of like randomly, honestly. Like as though he got a notification on his phone and just kind of like pulled it out. Come to think of it, Iori pulls out his phone too. So I'm thinking there's like some calling game group chat and someone took screenshots from Mei's crows and sent it. Iori expected Gojo would have provided him backup. However, since Kenjaku is using cursed spirits to monitor Shinjuku on the lookout for changes in cursed energy volume, he'll know if anyone leaves, especially Yuta because of his amount of cursed energy, as well as for specifically Maki, who has no cursed energy, and Ui, Mei's brother, who has suppressed cursed energy and a teleportation curse technique. Basically, Kenjaku's always ready to flee. Iori fights Kenjaku's cursed spirits, but gets caught up in an attack for his neck, so he can't heal from the neck down. And Kenjaku talks some more. He tells Iori that the next step of the calling game is to kill all players, then activate the mass merger into Tengen. Now, Iori's on the ropes here, and I know he was hoping for Gojo backup, but I think he got the next best thing. Fumihiko Takaba arrives at the scene. The awakened sorcerer has an overpowered curse technique, comedian. When he thinks of something he's certain will be funny, it becomes reality. Now, I'm not gonna lie, as a comedian and improviser myself, I'd love to have this curse technique. First thing he does is tank a hit from Kenjaku. That Kenjaku was positive hit. Takaba, as an awakened sorcerer, is just there to fill out the roster, but he ends up stealing the show. So that was it for the chapter. While I was a little disappointed we left the Sukuna fight for now, I've been wondering for a while what Kenjaku has been up to with his plan. A little update on the soldiers coming into the calling game and some of the other players running around, and especially an update on Takaba, who we haven't seen since the beginning of the fight. He's a bit of a joke character, which is why I genuinely think he has a chance at least stalling Kenjaku. Probably not killing him outright, but I think it's fair to say his curse technique is aggravating enough that without knowing its exact limits, he'll be pretty difficult to hit. Kind of like Gojo in a way. Kenjaku is a pretty upsetting kill streak at the moment, like getting the drop on Tsukumo, a special grade sorcerer, for example. So if Takaba can pull even a partial victory out, maybe even with Iori's help, then things may not be so grim. However, with Kenjaku monitoring Shinjuku, I imagine he would have made a move already if Yuta and Maki weren't there, considering Yuji and Higuruma jumped them in line to fight Sukuna. It's possible Takaba could be there as like a distraction for those two to get the drop on him. I don't know if they have any way of knowing that they need to do that. Kenjaku has pretty much stayed a few steps ahead, which is infuriating, but will be all the more sweet sweet when they do overcome that and defeat him. That being said, I'm not ready for anything devastating happening to Takaba or Higuruma for that matter in the coming chapters, so I need our protagonist to start winning big time. Also, I should have my big JJK video out early next month, so look forward to that. I'm hoping to start a series that will span a few different categories of JJK and then go out into other manga and anime as well, so get ready for that. So if that kind of thing interests you, give me a like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all my videos, and I'll see you next time.